Hi friends, Evolving Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for following along with our collection journey. So today is one of our Master Set Monday videos. The last few weeks we've been opening Journey together, which is the current set, and everyone's looking forward to Destined Rivals. And at this point, GameStop's not doing pre-orders. My local game store put up pre-orders and they sold out in like 10 minutes. I did not have a chance to even notice that they were selling. And so right now I have no pre-orders for Destined Rivals, no prospect for pre-orders. And so I don't know, we're going to have to see how things go with that set. But anyway, as you can see, we're not doing that today. We are looking at Twilight Masquerade. So I have been accumulating some Twilight, some various products. So we are going to power through these, just some variety. I've got the 1-pack blisters. These have been showing up in Walmarts and Family Dollars and places like that. So I have a handful of those. I do have 2 3-pack blisters. These I got a while ago from one of my local game stores. Yeah, $10. Can you believe that? These were being sold for $10. That is not what they cost now. And then I do have a build and battle kit, so we're going to open that. And then as you see, I've got some just individually sleeved booster packs. So let's see. These are all okay. Yeah, so we'll set, maybe let's see, which one of these is the lucky one? I don't know. How about, we're going to set this aside. Is that Sinestia, right? Something like that. I don't know. I don't know all the new Pokemon. I don't have them totally memorized, so we'll set these single ones aside. Maybe let's start with the build and battle kit. This has 4 packs inside, so we are gonna... So anyway, we're kind of doing this just for fun to, on Mondays, I like to pick a set and just open stuff that is related to that. Usually it's the most current set, but then once we sort of tap out of product for that. So this is Twilight Masquerade. I do like to collect these promo packs that are going to be in the front here. Tatsugiri. I like to collect one of each of the sealed ones, and then of course these are actually Black Star promos that you need if you're doing a promo binder, but I think I have all the Twilight Masquerade ones, so this I'll just resell. I have a little space in a local vendor mall, and then this does come with this, but we're going to open the packs. That's what we're about. So we got 4 packs here. We'll just start blasting through and see how we do with these Twilight packs. Now, the good news is, as far as our master set goes, we are in really good shape. I actually just recently picked up, the Carmine Special Illustration Rare, and so all we need is the Greninja. I mean, no surprise, right? We need the chase card. We have not pulled it. Oh, Peony? I don't know. Yeah, so that's awesome. So, of course, any hits we get are going to be great. We're happy to have hits. Those I will probably... I'm actually maybe pivoting. I used to resell on eBay. I'd sell singles on eBay. And then I kind of got away from that because I was taking them to local game stores for store credit and using the store credit to turn that into, from cards I don't need, I would turn that store credit into cards I do need. But right now, the return rates, I don't know. I have a local game store that just opened. They started off offering 70% of market price in store credit. And I just went in yesterday and they've reduced it to 60%. Which when you're getting to the 50-60% range, I know that they need to do what they need to do, but it just makes it, a lot less attractive. I mean, I'd rather, it does take extra work to sell singles on eBay. You have to list them and you have to, of course, ship them when they sell, and you also just have to wait until they sell. They may or may not sell quickly. One nice thing about taking them to a local game store is you just immediately get the store credit and you can turn that into cards right away without needing to wait, like on eBay, for cards to sell that may, who knows, they may never sell. Nothing there. So anyway, I'm sort of recalibrating with kind of relatively low, I don't know, it's just hard to leave money on the table, even if there's some satisfaction of taking it to a local game store and getting instant credit. If it's 60% of market price, even with eBay fees, I know I can get more than that, quite a bit more than that if I sell it myself. So anyway, I'm sort of recalibrating what I'm going to do with singles, kind of like this one here. We have everything we need in this set. Hey, there's a Palafin EX. So we're getting some hits. And then for me, lower value hits, I put them into homemade packs that I make and sell. So that's kind of fun to do. All right, Twilight, we're going to move to the 3-pack blisters. So we got a couple of hits out of that build and battle kit. Again, I did not pay, I don't know what market price on those are now. I bought that build and battle kit for $18, if you can believe it. Way back when it felt like you could kind of buy Pokemon cards for, you know, not $1 million. I think the Snorlax Cosmos Holo actually has a tiny bit of value. But in any case, we're going to see if we have any luck with this 3-pack. Then we've got the other 3-pack. We've got one of each. We've got one Snorlax and one Revaroom. So we're going to see which one is better for us today. I mean, like, I just need a little more space. I'm kind of crowded here. So again, we have all the commons, uncommons. I don't know, reverses, I'd have to check. I actually don't know. I think we might have all the reverses even, all the reverse holos. There's a Snorlax, that's a good one. Okie dokie. Luxray EX, so it is a hit, a double rare. Again, like things like that, like the bulky X's, I'll just put those into some homemade packs. I sell those locally in a couple different places just for low, you know, they're not expensive. It's just kind of a way to move things along. Again, local game stores tend to be less interested in those. I find I get a little bit more bang for my buck if I package some bulk Vs and bulky Xs with some other cards and then sell them locally. That kind of works for me. It has been a whole journey to just figure out kind of what to do with kind of excess merchandise and cards. I want to be responsible with those things. All right, we're down to our last pack of this 3-pack. Forgive my fingers. I should probably take better care of my hands. I don't know, my wife does a really good job of caring for her hands. I have some boo-boos today, but you know, they're real person hands, so I could work on that, work on my hand. I mean, I do, like, I was going to say my hand hygiene. I do wash my hands a lot, but as far as I actually like. All right, now here's the Revaroom. So these are Black Star promos that are on the top of these. So if you do collect those, most of them don't. There we go. Sometimes these 3-packs are a little challenging. There we go. All right. There's everything. I'll just put that back there. All right, so we do have our 2 promos. I will say too, with the 3-packs, I mean, I don't know. Again, Journey Together, I feel like kind of the sense on YouTube is that it's getting easier to find. I do think prices are coming down on the secondary market for sealed products, which is good. Hopefully you didn't pay like crazy. I mean, we kind of saw that coming. I know there was a lot of hype leading up to Journey Together, but just knowing the kind of set that it is and how plentiful, even just with a normal printing of cards, how plentiful it would probably be. All right, a Dragapult. Hey, that's good. That is, you know, Dragapult is kicking butt in the TCG. It's really the dominant deck in the meta right now. So I don't know. I'm guessing that probably has a little bit of value compared to other double rares. We'll take that. And I'm assuming, I think that's the Dragapult that like people are playing. I guess maybe there's, I don't assume there's not other variants, but maybe, who knows? Anyway, yeah, with 3-packs, I have not seen, I mean, first of all, I've never seen a Journey Together on a store shelf. I have pre-orders. That's all the Journey Together I've opened were thanks to pre-orders from GameStop and my local LGS. I still have yet to see Journey Together at any store. And I've never seen even, I mean, pre-orders even weren't available for the 3-pack blisters or the single-pack blisters. So I've still not opened a single Journey Together, even seen a Journey Together single-pack or 3-pack blister. So I'm missing those Black Star promos. I would eventually, I just kind of trust that like at some point, you know, those are going to show up somewhere. All right, nothing there. All right, that was kind of a lame 3-pack. I know with just 3-packs, you can't count on much. I mean, the Dragapult is not bad, but so now we're going to move. We've got the single-pack blisters. I've got 2 of each variant. We've got the Toxel. Again, this is Black Star 1. Was that 119? So I see, when I found these at Walmart lately, these are $5.98, so with tax around $6.50, which, you know, for, I don't know, it kind of, for 1 pack, I suppose that's probably, I don't know, maybe market price. You do get the coin, so I'll toss that in my little coin container thing, and you do get the promo, so if you do collect those or need those, they don't have a lot of monetary value necessarily, but it is something. And, you know, right now, I mean, I've seen Paradox Rift and Rift and Temporal Forces single pack blisters as well. Those I'm less kind of inclined to buy. I mean, if you're chasing cards, of course it makes sense, or you just like those sets. We have a complete master set of Paradox Rift and Temporal Forces. So there's a Carmine, there's a Vulpix, and just a Heatran, so nothing exciting there. So for us, it doesn't make sense to buy stuff that we already have master sets of. You know, I'm not going to spend money on sets we don't need to open. But Twilight Masquerade is, you know, a set that we do need. Well, now it's just that one card. So I know it doesn't, you know, it's fool's errand to like open cards, you know, open packs to chase one card. But in some ways, I just think of it, you know, it's kind of a lottery ticket. We're paying $6.50 for a lottery ticket to get a $300 or $400 card. The chances are not, you know, not in our favor. Although I have a friend of mine who just recently went into a local game store, he told me, and just bought a couple loose like Twilight packs off the shelf and pulled the Greninja. So, you know, it happens to somebody. All right, nothing there. Yeah, we haven't had much luck though. These have been kind of striking out. So those are the two Toxels. Now we've got two Puppetars. So anyway, it seems, you know, just for, and you know, even if we don't pull the Greninja, which, you know, we probably aren't going to pull that, you know, maybe we'll pull something else that has some value. Again, we don't necessarily need it for our sealed collection, but, or excuse me, for our master set, but we can always like move it along and claw back a little value. So, you know, we're paying for the fun of trying to pull our chase card. And then, yeah, I don't know, with like I've talked about it on the channel, just trying to think about, you know, those, especially those cards that are into the hundreds of dollars. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was nice when my local, I mean, I do have one local game store that will give you up to 70% store credit for certain cards. So I don't know, that still might make some sense. But just trying to think of ways, whoa, to take what I have and turn it into what I want. Especially, you know, these singles that we might pull that we don't need for our master set, I don't need for any other reason. Just trying to think about ways we can kind of turn that into the cards we want. So I guess at this point, yeah, like I said, I might be pivoting back to selling more stuff on eBay. I've kind of gotten away from eBay. I'd like to bulk up my eBay too with nothing there. Wow, we really have not, we've not done well. You can see we're kind of stuck here. So, all right, the last thing we have is we have this stack of blisters. I wish I had an art set. I mean, I do have art sets. And remember, we set aside, this one is set to the side. That's going to be our last one. We'll see if we did a good job for last pack magic, but let's see if we can get something out of these single packs. We've opened, I don't know, 4, 7, 10, 14. Yeah, we're actually going to open 20 packs of Twilight by the end of this. Oh, there's a Lucian. I mean, again, these ultra rares, these full art trainers just don't have a lot of value. Happy to pull an ultra rare, but even just love an illustration rare instead. Pull rates on illustration rares are pretty similar, but I guess, you know, we've gotten 2 double rares, 2 ultra rares, and 1 illustration rare. I don't know, 20 packs. I would kind of, yeah, that's probably about, I'd expect 1 to 2 ultra rares, 1 to 2 illustration rares, and what, probably 3 double rares. We have 2 double rares, so you know, maybe 1 more double rare, and then of course, like with hyper rares and with SIRs, you're just hoping those are not, you know, you need to open, you know, 2 booster boxes worth to, that's kind of got some glue on there. Anyway, yeah, so those ones we'll just kind of hope to get lucky, but I suppose this is actually about what we would expect. Be nice to pull a hit. Of course, we're chasing that Greninja. No luck there. All right, 3 more. We've opened the Teal Mask Ogre Pond ones, and now we're moving into the Synestia, is that how you say it? Synesty. Ugh. All right, 3 more. So anyway, so Twilight, this is our Twilight. You know, we're still chasing that one card, trying to think about ways. You know, I do have some sealed stuff just from over the years. I've thought about maybe, oh, nice, Timber. We got our second illustration rare. That's good. That's cool. These are just so fun. So many of these are, there's so much going on in these. Nice. All right. Yeah, this is totally like on par, I guess. 2 illustrations rares, 2 ultra rares, 2 double rares, and then we'll see, you know, everything else is kind of gravy. So anyway, whoops. Yeah, so Twilight is one of those sets where we do have that one chase card. It'd be great to just like call it complete and grab that Greninja one way or another. And again, trying to think of ways. Maybe I have some sealed stuff that I'm willing to part with. Again, if a local game store, this one local game store, we have a new one actually in my town. And, you know, I think they seem a little more willing to wheel and deal. So maybe I could just take, you know, make an offer of some sealed stuff to them that they would, if I could just turn some of my sealed. Well, we did get a Blood Moon Ursaluna. So yeah, there's our 3rd double rare. This is kind of actually probably exactly what I would have expected. And that leaves us with, gotta find it underneath all this. All right, our last pack. So I guess review real quick. We did get the 4, actually more, you know, the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got those. So we got all these Black Star promos that have their from the single pack and 3-pack blisters. And then as far as pulls, we again are kind of right on point with what we pulled, what you would expect from 20 packs. And then we'll just see, is it last pack magic? It is a teal mask on the inside. I don't know, let's see. But anyway, Twilight, we're still chasing that one. I don't know how much more, you know, if I find Twilight in the wild, that's like a good, you know, it's regular price, it's probably worth picking up. Again, just kind of like lottery tickets, just a chance to chase that Greninja. But it is always nice when we complete a master set and then I just don't have to chase that set anymore if I see it in the wild, unless I have a different reason to pick it up. All right, so Apom, no Palucha, and just an Enamorous. All right. Didn't work that time, but we had a pretty good luck. I mean, what we would expect. Thanks for watching on our Master Set Monday series, and we will catch you in a new video really soon. Take care.